Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Pastor Shay, aka Chaplain G, coming at you with another word of encouragement for today. And as you probably saw by the title, my word of encouragement is going to be this: be humble. I've been looking at the news a lot lately, different stuff that's going on in the world. We got stuff, not just the Russia-Ukraine thing. We got stuff going on in China, in Pakistan, all over the world. There seems like there's always something going on. Even in our own country, we come back here to the States and we got people that can't get along in the political sphere, people not talking to their neighbors anymore because they're of a different political persuasion. We got all this stuff going on, right? And I'm watching the news and I'm reading the Bible and I'm trying to figure out, like, man, what are some solutions, man? Like, we got to get ourselves together. And so I came across in the book of James, which is what I want to share with y'all today. Essentially, James, who's the brother of Jesus, James says, you don't want to know what the solution is to a lot of the world's problems? Be humble. Yes, the Bible and Kendrick Lamar are essentially saying the same thing. Kendrick Lamar has this song called Be Humble. The Bible comes along and says, be humble. Man, what is this humility thing that could solve a lot of the world's problems? And I think that's what James speaks to. In James chapter 4, starting at verse 6, he tells his readers, he says, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So God gives his unmerited favor. God gives he shines his light. Not that people deserve it, but he shines his light on those who are living a humble life. James goes on and says, submit yourselves therefore to God. Resist the devil and he'll flee from you. Draw near to God and he'll draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Essentially, James is kind of speaking to the conscience of people. So when people live this lack of consciousness, like when they're just living a life that's not ethical, that doesn't have any morals behind it. They're just doing whatever you want. As God starts to speak to the consciences of men, when we live by that, when we live by that inner voice that's telling us to do good, that's what God starts to give his unmerited favor to. And then humility becomes a natural byproduct of a good moral conscience. That's essentially what James is saying here when he says, cleanse your hands and purify your hearts. He says, instead of laughing at the things you do wrong, instead of laughing at yourself that you just can't get on a good diet, instead of laughing at yourself that you don't like your neighbors and making light of it, he goes on to say, he says, instead of laughing at your sin, be wretched, mourn, weep. Let your laughter be turned into mourning and your joy to gloom. Don't allow those things in your life that you should feel bad about to just run rampant. He says, instead, live with humility. He says, humble yourselves before the Lord, and the Lord will exalt you. So instead of you trying to pump yourself up, instead of Putin trying to feel good about themselves, maybe you should try some humility. Instead of Democrats and Republicans always fighting about who's right and who's wrong, maybe they should lead with some humility. Instead of not loving your neighbor because they disagree with you on the point, maybe both of you come with some humility, love one another, and then go forward out of that. That's what God gives his unmerited grace to. That's what God loves. He opposes the proud when people are like, no, it's my way or it's no way, or I need to have this and I'm going to stomp on whoever I need to in order to have it. God opposes that. A lot of the change that we want to see out in the world starts right here with us. If we start to live humble lives and moral lives, God will oppose the proud, but he'll give grace to the humble. That's my word of encouragement for today. As usual, Please like, share, comment, subscribe. If you like the content, let me know. Drop me a message, and we'll keep this thing going. Love y'all. Grace and peace.